Picture a group of eager students, led by a young man named Binod, embarking on a trip to the scenic Dawn Hills. Their excitement is palpable as they set off, their hearts filled with joy and anticipation. They're headed towards quaint cottages nestled amidst the verdant hills, a haven of tranquility and a respite from the ordinary. Their guide, an experienced veteran familiar with the terrain, starts introducing them to the sights they'll see. He tells them about the ancient bridge that crosses the river, a monument to the passage of time, and the hills that have stories to tell. His narratives craft vivid imagery in their minds, weaving a fabric of anticipation and intrigue. Binod, the group's leader, takes in every word, every detail. His energy is contagious, inspiring the others and keeping their collective enthusiasm high. As evening descends, the students get settled into their cottages. The rustic charm of the wooden structures, the subtle sounds of the trees, and the soft whispers of the night creatures form a serene symphony that lulls them to sleep. Binod, too, succumbs to the lullaby of the night, his dreams filled with the day's adventures. But as the moon ascends the sky, his dreams take a precarious turn, not of gruesome nightmares, but of realistic challenges that await. He dreams of them getting lost, grappling with harsh weather conditions, and battling fear and uncertainty. But Binod, unaware of the impending trials, drifts off to sleep, his dreams a foreshadowing of the real-life obstacles that lie ahead. In the dead of night, Binod finds himself awakened by an unsettling sound. His senses on high alert, he can hear the echo of an animal's growl. He finds himself in an unfamiliar place. An old bridge stretches across a rapidly flowing river, its wooden planks creaking under the weight of those who dare cross. The bridge, once a lifeline, now seems to be a precarious passage to the other side. People cross it with a quiet apprehension, their feet gingerly testing the worn-out planks. Binod, driven by the need to reach safety, attempts to cross. As he steps forth, a plank gives way, leaving a gaping hole above the river. His heart pounding, he inches his way across, each step a battle against fear and reality. On the other side, a rough road winds up a hill, its path littered with trash. Plastic bags, filled with unidentifiable contents, are strewn across the road. A chill runs down his spine as everyone panics over the sound of the wild animal growling in the distance. Their guide, in a voice filled with urgency, warns them to stay together and stay quiet. A sense of fear grips Binod. The guide's knowledge of the animal's habits begins to instill trust in him. Suddenly, they're at the top of the hill. There, amidst the sparse landscape, stand dilapidated houses. The growl of the animal still echoes in the night, each reverberation sending shivers down his spine. He feels the imminent danger lurking, an unseen predator that thrives in the dark. The darkness brings a sense of dread, their senses heightened, their thoughts racing. Then they hear the rustling of leaves, as though the animal is closing in. They prepare to defend themselves, managing to form a protective circle. In the face of danger, they stand together, ready to brave the unknown. As fear grips him, Binod realizes that the real challenge has just begun. As the sun peaks over the horizon, Binod and his friends carry on with their journey, accompanied by a guide whose tales are as winding as the paths he leads them on. The guide, a fascinating character, seems to know every nuance of these untamed trails. His command of the local folklore and legends about the hills is captivating, yet unsettling. How he can vividly describe the stories of the bodies that were said to be found in the plastic bags is unnerving. Captivating tales add an eerie vibe to their journey. They push forward, following the lead. The path becomes steeper, the air thinner. Their hearts throb in their chests, not just from strain, but also from the brewing unease. The guide, as impassive as ever, steers them higher and higher. Every step they take pulsates with the echoes of the tales he spins. Upon reaching the peak, an unnerving scene welcomes there. Amidst the isolation, stand abandoned dwellings. Formerly full of laughter and life, now these houses present a chilling reminder of an eerie past that has become local lore. The guide's expression tightens as he gazes at the sight, yet he continues to weave his stories around their shared silence. As the sun begins its descent, it casts long, spooky shadows that sway in the fading. The deserted houses appear more ominous in the twilight, their vacant windows reflecting the haunting tales. The weight of the guide's legends thickens in the atmosphere, an uninvited sensation that seems to linger. Suddenly a strange sound fills the air, a low, mournful wail that seems to echo from the very depths of the hills themselves. It sends a shiver down their spines, a chilling echo of the legends they've been told. The tales, it appears, are far from concluded. As the sunlight dwindles, a strange sound fills the air, sending a chill down their spines. As twilight cloaks the hills, binod and his friends find themselves in the midst of an unnerving adventure. The air becomes dense with anxiety and apprehension. An unspoken fear of the unfamiliar and the unknown seems to trail them through the half-lit expanse. It's as if the very hills are watching, waiting. Their unease heightens as they encounter daunting sights. Untamed wilderness stretches across the landscape, its challenging terrain proving a formidable adversary. The sight is so overwhelming, so intimidating, it feels like their senses have been overwhelmed. The normally comforting scent of nature is replaced by the musky scent of the untamed foliage. The once peaceful sounds of the night, now a chorus, unrecognizable sounds echoing in their ears. Their perception of the world around them distorted by this unforeseen reality. As they navigate through this wilderness, they feel an intense, isolating force them. This isn't just unfamiliar territory anymore, it's a formidable wilderness, a silent challenger that seems to test their courage and resilience. But fear doesn't paralyze them, it propels. Despite the anxiety gripping their hearts, binod and his friends muster the courage to confront this wilderness. They find themselves in a struggle against the unforgiving terrain, their survival hanging in the balance. But then, something incredible happens. They manage to fight back against this daunting landscape. With sheer determination and a will to survive, they find a way through the wilderness. With their tenacity tested to the limit, the group descends the hills, leaving the challenging terrain behind. They leave behind the wilderness, the silent challenger, the unnerving adventure that was supposed to be a simple trip. They leave behind the intimidating hills, a place of unexpected challenges. Their minds filled with lasting memories that will forever remind them of their resilience. Their descent, however, is just the beginning of their journey into the unknown, into the heart of the wilderness. Having navigated the treacherous terrain of the hills, binod and his friends seek clarity from the local. With hearts still racing and breaths uneven, they approach the locals, their eyes wide with anticipation and uncertainty. The villagers, faces marked by the passage of time and wisdom, gather around the fire, their eyes reflecting the lively flames. In the gentle glow, an elder begins to speak, his voice a calm timbre against the soft popping of fire. He chronicles tales of past expeditions, of times when the hills were full of explorers, full of laughter and excitement, times when families would bid their loved ones farewell, and the echo hopeful goodbyes would resonate through the valleys. But then, his voice grows serious, a hint of caution in his eyes as he shares the stories of expeditions that didn't return, of days when search parties would come back empty-handed, their faces full of grief. No one knew what happened. No one knew why they didn't make it back. The uncertainty of the hills was the only certainty. As the fire begins to dwindle, so does the elder's voice, leaving behind a poignant silence. Binod and his friends sit there, the reality of their adventurous ordeal sinking in. They had walked the same path as those before them, had braved the same unforgiving terrain. The once inviting hills now had a daunting reputation, a reputation they had just lived through. As they leave the village, binod and his friends carry with them the tales of past expeditions, a testament to the reality and challenges of the unpredictable hills. They leave behind controversial history, the caution, the uncertainty, and the unpredictable hills. But they carry with them a story that would resonate with anyone who heard it, the story of the unpredictable hills.